And just like that, our new life has begun. After almost 10 years of being New York City residents, my husband and I officially bought a house and we moved out to the suburbs. So we spent a couple of months living with each of our families while all of the renovation projects in the house were being completed. But now that the bulk of the work is done, especially all the heavy construction, the house is ready to be lived in, and we've been settled here for almost a month now. And we are slowly but surely making this place feel like home to us. We moved by the water, and having a house that's so close to the beach has been a really new experience for us, especially coming from New York City. You know, when people ask the question, are you a person who prefers to live in the mountains, or do you prefer the woods or the desert or the ocean? Well, I'm absolutely through and through a water person. I've also never lived by the water in my life, but I would choose to live at the beach any day of the week. So I honestly just can't believe that this is now a part of our daily lives. So even though the big renovation projects in the house and a lot of the construction elements are done, a lot of the furniture is a bit of a different story. We've been moving really slowly when it comes to fully decorating the space. A decent amount of the furniture that we ordered was either back ordered or just severely delayed, or it actually came but it was damaged and we needed to send it back and get replacements. So a lot of the furniture is not here yet. I've also been reluctant to order some of our furniture yet because I feel like I need to see some of the other pieces in the space first before I choose certain things. So for example, there is a room where I really want to put an accent chair, but I want to wait until the rug comes. So as of right now, we've been living with a lot more empty space than we're going to have, and there's just a lot of missing furniture. And being without most of our rugs does make the space feel pretty echoey. So it definitely has that new house feeling all around. A lot of people have been asking me how I'm going about making friends living in a new town. And this all started for me with some friends of friends. So once some of my closest friends from high school or college or New York City learned what town I was moving to, a few of them introduced me to some of their friends who already live here with their families. So I met a few of those people who then introduced me to some more people from the town, and it's just sort of branched off from there. Also, sending Milo to a preschool program has helped a lot because I've met a lot of other young parents at school drop-off, and I'm also trying my hardest to get involved with some other activities in the town. I'm trying to join a tennis clinic where I'll be part of a group playing tennis every week. I also took a couple of dance cardio classes. I joined a WhatsApp group that's filled with other young moms who have young babies in the town. And so far, everyone I've met has been incredibly inclusive. It really feels like a lot of people are new to this town. I know a lot of people moved to the suburbs during COVID times, but it seems like even recently there's been a lot of new people moving out to towns like this. And so there are a lot of new families here, and it seems like everyone is trying to meet people and make friends. So now on to the experience of being a first-time homeowner. I've heard people talk about home ownership for the longest time now and how difficult it is, especially when it comes to all of the issues that tend to pop up around the house. Things that if you were living in a New York City apartment, say, you would have a super or a maintenance person that you could call whenever any issue like this arose. But if something goes wrong in your house, you need to figure out exactly who to contact and you need to pay to get it fixed. And so in typical new homeowner fashion, our first week in this new house seemed to come along with a decent number of challenges. So even though all of these appliances seemed to be working during our house inspection, something must have happened between now and then. And for some reason, when we got to the house, our washing machine, our dishwasher, and our garage doors did not work. So Michael and I spent a decent amount of our first week in the house draining out the washing machine water manually into baking pans and then walking the dirty water back and forth from the washing machine to the kitchen sink to dump it out. And also, just from living in the house for a few weeks, we've now started to learn some other things about the house that need to be taken care of. So for example, the air conditioning works really, really well in some rooms, and some rooms are really chilly, but it doesn't seem to be reaching other rooms as well. Also, after we moved in and we carried a lot of big, heavy furniture pieces inside, some of the walls and floors got scuffed up a little bit, so some touch-ups still need to be made. But Michael and I right now are basically slowly adding to a to-do list every time we notice something needs to be done for the house. We just write it down in our list, And we're really trying to remember that we have years and years ahead of us in this house of being homeowners to tackle this list. Of course, if there's anything pressing and urgent, we do need to prioritize it, but we're just trying to not get overwhelmed by all of the things that home ownership can throw at us. We realize that this is a marathon. We really hope to be in this house for years and years ahead of us. So we don't need to accomplish everything all at once, and especially the to-do list items that are not urgent, we don't want to feel stress over them. It's really easy to get sucked in to feeling like you just have so much on your plate and like you need to focus on getting everything done so that your whole list can be cleared off and you don't have any to-do list items. But honestly, if we lived our lives that way, we would not have any time to just enjoy ourselves in the town, to make new friends, to explore the area, and just enjoy all the little moments. And we are really, really trying our hardest to enjoy the moments. Michael and I have dreamt for years of owning a house, living out in nature with our children. We've honestly had this dream together since we were in high school when we met, and we cannot believe that we're finally here and we're doing our lives exactly the way we've planned it for so long. So far, my favorite thing about the house is just the overall energy of the space. I don't exactly know how to put it into words. I'm not sure it's something that is coming across in video content, but I think it's partially because of the way the house is situated and the way the sun shines into those windows along the back of the house all day. It just brings such positive energy. It makes the place feel so warm, so homey, bright and sunny. It just makes me happy to be in there every single day. And since Michael and I both work from home and we are spending most of our days in this house, the energy in the space is of the utmost importance to us. And we just keep looking at each other and saying, we can't believe this is it. We can't believe this is our house. We're finally here. When I was living in New York City just before we moved, I spent so much time thinking about what this would feel like when we got here. And of course, I was really excited. I thought it would be a positive experience, but I don't think I was able to fully grasp just how brand new life was gonna feel. In the best way possible, it feels like we're starting a totally new phase of life. And it's not even the analogy like we're flipping to a new chapter in a book. It feels more like we've put down our old book and like we're picking up and starting an entirely new book. It's just been the best feeling in the world to enter this new stage of life and to have it feel just as fresh and new and crisp as we hoped it would. This is also such a great time of year because it's still warm outside as the summer's lingering, and so we're still getting to do a lot of outdoor activities, but we also have the whole fall ahead of us, and we know there's going to be a ton to do with farms and orchards, pumpkin patches, so there's just a lot of excitement up ahead. It was also a really exciting week over here because I hit 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. And for those of you who have been here for years and years, you know how long I've been at this. I know some people start their YouTube channels and just kind of blow up overnight, or their YouTube channels grow really quickly because they've blown up on another platform like Instagram or TikTok. But for me, this has been such a slow and steady process. I started making YouTube videos really when I was in college, and then in 2015, so almost 10 years ago, was when I dove into this channel and started posting a lot. And as most of you know, I got my start at Refinery29, where I was making videos for another channel for years and years. So when I finally brought people over to this channel and started creating content regularly here, I'm so grateful to those of you who moved over from Refinery29 and followed me here. I cannot believe how many of you have been with me since I was a young 20-something running around New York City before I was even engaged to Michael. And now here I am, married, I'm a mom, I live in the suburbs, I'm just totally in my suburban mom era, and it feels so good. I know that this stage of my life might be very relatable to some of you, and to others it might be the furthest thing possible from your reality. But I really hope that no matter who you are or what walk of life you're coming from, that when you're watching this content, you get something out of it. Whether that is just a small insight into someone else's life in a totally different part of the world, or even if it's just pure entertainment and joy. Whatever it is, I hope you're enjoying yourself from being here, and that my future content brings you a little pocket of peace or a smile. Thanks for coming back to my channel. There's a lot more ahead of us, so I really hope you'll stay with me on this future journey as we get settled into our house and we keep decorating it and we keep making it feel special to us and like home. Sending you tons of love from the suburbs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.